So Steve Hackett releases another Blu-ray set. My word, he releases these fairly often. A sonic and visual extravaganza. And this one is no different. Welcome Classic Rock fans. Today we're looking at the new Steve Hackett Blu-ray, which is Foxtrot at 50. The purchasing link will be just below this video. If you're new to this channel, please do click like, subscribe and check that notification bell. It makes all the difference, helps this channel to grow. This starts off with Ace of Wands and it's bathed in blues and reds in HD. It looks absolutely fantastic. It was filmed in the coastal town of Brighton and commemorates the 50th anniversary of that seminal Genesis album, Foxtrot. If you went to any of the shows, you have a fair idea what the set list is going to include, but it does include, of course, the playing of that album in its entirety. After Ace of Wands, goes straight into Devil's Cathedral, a track from the, I say wonderful because I enjoyed it, the Surrender of Silence album. I like his new stuff. I think it sits quite comfortably and quite well against his older material. And this one is very dramatic, and the way it's edited as well adds to the drama of its presentation. And of course it beautifully highlights all the musical goings on. Spectral Mornings is absolutely sensational, otherworldly. How appropriate. And Every Day, of course, which he always plays, always goes down well, generally. And another one from that great debut album, that unofficial Genesis album, is Tower Struck Down. But of course the reason we paid for our tickets really is we wanted to see Foxtrot in its entirety. And on this, the rendering on this Blu-ray is just absolutely fantastic. The sound is perfectly balanced. I'm talking about the stereo mix here. I haven't got surround sound, so I can't comment on that. And of course, Watch of the Skies is fantastic. Such with two spotlights behind Nad Sylvan, all red-eyed and silhouetted. This is probably one of the best album openers ever. Certainly one of them, I think. And what I like about this is that exquisite pulse of lights, the very staccato rhythm of this number. And Timetable is a number I've never heard played before, and it's beautifully bathed in oranges and reds, very autumnal. And the Foxtrot section generally on this Blu-ray looks very lush. It's beautifully bathed in deep reds and blues, of course reminiscent of that classic album cover. Nad Sylvan doesn't adorn a frock, but I think he should have done. And Supper's Ready is the crescendo which ends the set. Overall, the way this is presented and filmed, the colour balance, the sound, it ranks very highly amongst the previous Hackett releases. I think I even prefer it to the Seconds Out gig that was released I think a couple of years ago. So let's look at the item itself. So here we are, this is the item. It's released, as I've said, on the 15th of September, and I will put a purchasing link, or a number of purchasing links in fact, just below this video. I've taken the cellophane off already. You get this slip bit of paper which goes over the top. Remove that to reveal the cover, the spine, and there's the rear of it. The tracks are Intro Ace of Wands, The Devil's Cathedral, Spectral Mornings, Every Day, A Tower Struck Down, Basic Instincts, Camino Royale, Shadow of the Hierophant. He always uses Shadow of the Hierophant to bring out the wonderful Amanda Lehman. Watcher of the Skies, Timetable, Get Him Out by Friday, Can Utility in the Coastliners, Horizon, Supper's Ready, Firth of Fifth, which he always does. It's one of the highlights of the show. Los Endos and Behind the Scenes documentary. I've not watched the documentary yet, but that's the rear of it. It's got a 12 certification. I don't really know why. Probably due to excessive tapping, maybe. And this comes out as such. Let me just get more or less a repeat of what I've already shown you. And it opens up like that. The first disc, as you can see, and that's the first disc. The second disc, I think they're all the same anyway, but I'll show them to you. That's the second disc. And the final disc. So you get basically a Blu-ray which includes the whole concert and behind the scenes, and the other 2 discs as CDs of the entire performance. And that's what we get beneath the discs. So we've put these back together. I've got quite a few of these Hackett sets now, and I must admit my favourite still is the Live at Hammersmith. A few years back I saw him on that tour with all the guest stars. That's a fantastic show, it really is. My only regret is that I don't seem to have that on Blu-ray. It was a DVD set. I wish it was released on Blu-ray in HD. That's the version I'd like to get hold of. I don't know if it is available on Blu-ray, but I certainly would like a copy. Of course that shuts, folds in. Picture of Mr. Steve there. And back into the slipcase. So there we are, Steve Hackett, Foxtrot at 50 plus Hackett highlights, live in Brighton. I think this is the best one, I think, for a number of years. There's a couple I don't have. I don't have the Wind and Wuthering in Birmingham. I'd like to see that. And I don't have the one he did with the orchestra. Out of the ones I've got, this one ranks very, very highly. I certainly prefer it to, as I've said, I prefer it to the Seconds Out one a couple of years ago. I even prefer it to the Selling England by the Pound one that came out before that. For some reason my Blu-ray of that version has kind of artifacts every time the camera moves. It just annoying really. But this ranks, I think that I would put this as second. Out of all those Hackett releases, this one would be second on my list. Anyway, thank you so much. You've been watching an unboxing and short review of the new Steve Hackett Blu-ray, which is out on the 15th. Do let me know if you intend to buy it. I would encourage you to do so. If you're a Hackett or Genesis fan, it's definitely worth it. And just leave your comments, wonderful comments below. I'll leave you with my closing salvo, which is hope you're well, staying safe, and of course that you keep listening.